Alright, so we're going to start it all off with your progressions. Now this is balance training progressions. We often load it up with weight as well. I'm a fan of it. Really rocks the calves in my opinion. I have not had a better calf workout in my opinion than ever doing a squat on an upside down bosu. And this is my opinion that it goes from lightest to easy, or lightest to heaviest, or easiest to hardest. Although it's kind of a mix whether you're doing two-leg dynamis or bosu. So I'll demonstrate first and foremost a really good progression. Now squats, just regular squats. This is going to be all for squats. Squats, just two-leg stable. It's not very unstable here. Only for maybe like 1 or 2% of the population will squat on top of the foam roller. Be a challenge enough for them. So what I like to do is progress it just a little bit, add a little bit of a balance component. You can either make it a single leg squat that really loads it up, or you can just bring it up into a high march or a low balance, either or, and then you got to plant the foot, so it's best to be looking at a mirror. Make sure you plant the foot back down, watch those knees down slow, low, hover on up, and switch legs. Or you can stay on the same leg. I like to alternate, kind of gives the angle a break, because this is a low level movement, whereas oftentimes it's a higher level movement, or unless we're focusing on strength specifically, will I often do it all on one leg. So that would be a progression. Another, or a movement, like a level 1, oftentimes like maybe a level 1, level 2 is a little bit more challenging of a level 1. It would be down slow. Now it is slightly offset with one leg on the dynamis, one leg on the foam roller. Foam roller is just a smidge higher in this case, so it will affect squatting technique. So you do have to keep that in mind. The hips are probably going to kind of push to one side, or they might try to compensate and go really far over the foam roller one and be kind of caving in just a little. So you do watch out for that, but it's just a squat on top of here. Of course, it's more unstable. Foam roller is unstable side to side in what I like to call just the one dimension, whereas the dynamis is going to be a whole lot more unstable in 3 dimensions because it's even forward, back, side to side, up, down, all over the place. Now, next progression, of course, with your squats would be on 2 dynamis, and this is the one where this or an upside down bosu, they're arguable, and it really kind of depends. The less amount of air actually in the dynamis, the harder it's going to be, but that's also the same true for a bosu. Alright, so down slow and controlled as low as you can get it. What you do want to watch out for this with common deviations, particularly on the dynamis, that do give forward, backward a whole lot more. What's going to happen is people with tight calves, it's going to allow them to squat deeper, but it's just kind of a faux pas because the heels are still popping up. So from the side, what you're looking at, I'll do it both feet on one, which is only recommended for those people that have tiny hips. I probably shouldn't be just on one, and that's why I like to use 2. You'll see that the heel is starting to pop up a little bit higher. If I try to dig those heels in, it's going to force that booty on out, and I got to open up that chest even more. So you do got to watch that. Still try to keep proper technique. One thing I always preach is still try to keep the foot flat. Try to drive, when you're on the dynamis, try to drive evenly through the foot, not necessarily through the heel, although the heel is going to be a whole lot better than the toe. Alright, so I like to try to keep it as stable as possible. It's going to fire all the muscles in the calf, or all the muscles in the low leg, not just the calf. Of course, if you go a single leg, that's going to be a whole lot tougher. If you go a single leg on there, and that's going to be a pretty tough progression as well. Alright, now this one's going to be tricky to get on for most people. Alright, I like to position the bosu if we're doing this right against the wall or right against the anchor points to hold on to it, or even the TRXs in some cases. So this one's going to be more stable. So in my feeling of it is, it's less ankle stability, although it's still going to work it. It's the whole body proprioception that's going to help kind of keep everything nice and neutral. Now again, loaded up, this one's going to be a little bit safer in my opinion. Loaded up, it's going to be tougher to get on there. But it's a little bit safer because in some manner, it's going to be a whole lot more stable. Your whole body can react. You're not thinking one leg versus the other. It's a whole component together. Right? Whereas here, it's one leg versus the other. One switches, the other one might have to switch, may not. This, the whole body just kind of moves together. It's kind of like a seesaw. Your body moves more fluid with that. So I like to load up on this one. However, that's a good heavy progression. Something I wouldn't recommend for maybe a level 4, maybe a long time level 3, but definitely not level 2. This is definitely not a level 2 movement on the upside down bosu. I'm not a fan. I'll bring it over on the top. I'll tell you why I'm not a fan, because A, to keep the feet flat, If we're having this opening up the feet, to keep it flat, you gotta be close underneath those hips. It's not happening, it's too close in. So open them up. Now what's gonna happen is the arch of the bosu is gonna force those feet open up. And so I'm just not a huge fan of the bosu. I do it every now and then on a case by case basis. But it's definitely something to be watching out for because you're going to have to pull those knees in more, but that's going to force, in most cases, particularly with newer clients that are moving into the bosus, it's going to force them. It's just going to feel really awkward, really weird. It doesn't help with the proprioception so much because you're in such an unnatural curve. We're not normally out in that. So these are my progressions from the stability work, from easier all the way into lighter. Of course, the easiest would be grounded on the floor if you're on the squat marches on the floor. But most people are going to be fine with that one, and that's when I personally like to take something like the single leg deadlifts or the single leg toe touches into account. Do those over the squats without my marches on the ground. That being said, they do work really well when balancing the issue and the focus. They do work really well on the foam rollers, on the diving discs, and even single leg on the bosu works really, really well. I'm just not on the upside bosu with no grounded part. I'm just not a huge fan on both feet. On the outside, or the facing right bosu, where the flat's on the ground, the curve's up top.